Bali, an island of contrast, restless cities, quiet villages, and landscapes that change with every turn. From the air, the southern coast stands out first, steep cliffs dropping into deep blue water, the waves breaking in long, perfect lines. It's a view that stops you, no matter how many times you've seen it. I have a connection to this island, one that runs hundreds of years back and is woven into the history of Bali itself. A few hours inland from the coast, the road winds through small villages and jungle valleys until it reaches Ubud, the heart of the island. Mornings begin with mist rising over the rice terraces of Tegalalang. The sound of the city fades into roosters, wind, and the slow movement of water through the fields. Visitors can walk the paths that cut between the terraces, where farmers work in narrow plots that have been passed down for generations. The best way to see them is to move slowly, early in the morning or late in the day, when the light is soft and the air is quiet. These fields aren't a backdrop. They're people's livelihoods. Many farmers now open small stalls or cafes along the trails, and buying a drink, paying the small entry donation, or supporting a local guide helps keep this landscape alive. The paths here twist through villages and temples. On the Kampuhan Ridge, you can walk for miles without hearing anything but insects and the rustle of bamboo. Well, that is not exactly true. It's a popular place. Monkeys move through the trees above the old stone walls of the sacred forest. Life and nature overlap constantly. There's no real border between them. Here, you start to feel what Bali runs on: rhythm, patience, and purpose. At Tirta Empul Temple, people line up quietly to bathe in sacred spring water. A reminder that faith here is part of daily life, not separate from it. Across the island, life follows the same quiet pattern. Before sunrise, families prepare offerings, small woven trays filled with flowers and rice. They're placed outside homes, in temples, even on motorbikes. At Ulun Danu Bratan, a temple that seems to float on a mountain lake, people come to give thanks for water. The one thing that ties everything on the island together. Markets fill the streets after ceremonies, and the sound of gamelan drifts between houses. None of it feels performed, it's simply how the island moves. The road north cuts through clouds. Up here, the air cools and the land opens into dark volcanic slopes. Mount Batur rises above the lake, surrounded by black lava fields and quiet villages. At sunrise, the mountain glows red against the sky. It's the kind of view that reminds you how much of this island is still wild. Not far away, waterfalls cut through the jungle. Places like Sekumpul, where the sound of water fills the whole valley. It's still Bali, but wilder, older, closer to its source. From the highlands, the road drops back toward the ocean. The south coast feels like another world again. Surfboards, cafes, and traffic that never seems to stop. In Canggu, people ride motorbikes through rice fields to reach the beach. Seminyak blends the calm of the sea with the energy of the streets. And by sunset, Jimbaran Bay fills with the smell of grilled fish and the sound of the tide rolling in. Further west, the cliffs of Uluwatu stand above the waves. Down below, surfers wait for the perfect break. Up top, the temple faces the horizon, unchanged, no matter what happens around it. It's a coastline shaped by waves, routine, and daily life, and it's where many visitors first start to understand the island's rhythm. Off Bali's southeastern shore, small boats head toward the Nusa Islands. These islands feel more rugged than the mainland. Steep cliffs, clear water, and quiet villages built around fishing and seaweed farming. The landscapes are sharper, the roads narrower, and the pace of life slows down the moment you arrive. Whether you're looking at the coastline from a viewpoint or watching boats move through the channel, the islands give you a sense of how wide and varied Bali's world really is. The Nusa Islands sit only a short distance from the mainland, about a 30 to 45-minute ride across the Batur Strait. Most travelers leave from Sanur, where boats depart throughout the day and cross directly to the islands. The best time to visit is the dry season, from April to October. It's almost opposite to Thailand's peak months, so many travelers come here just as the rains start to move across the mainland. So, what about my connection to Bali? I have a distant relative who came here in the 19th century as a merchant and eventually became known as the King of Bali. His tomb still stands in Kuta, and although he died, possibly by poisoning, his name remains part of the island's history. And in a way, that's the story of Bali itself. You don't come here to escape from reality. You come to explore, to see how people live here. And somewhere along the way, the island draws you in. For some, it becomes a place you never really leave.